Look, honestly, there was a time where I was severely depressed, suicidal, and had voices in my head telling me that I was worthless. Since then, I've been on a long journey of healing, and on this path, I've learnt a lot. Here are 7 things that I want you to know because these things have been absolutely life-changing. 1. Regrets don't make sense. I remember being very anxious because I didn't know how to make decisions about my life. I felt like I had no basis for deciding what would be good or bad in the future. The worst part was that I was worrying that with the wrong choices, I could end up regretting my whole life. But one day, I decided to contemplate free will, and I realized that choice is an illusion. So the conclusion from this is that regrets inherently do not make sense. This was tremendously relieving and something I really wish I'd known sooner. It would have saved me a lot of anxiety and made it a lot easier to move forward in life. 2. You don't need to justify doing things that make you feel good as long as it doesn't harm others. Many people don't seem to think that they deserve love, compassion, and happiness, and they perform these acts of self-sabotage where rather than just taking the easiest path towards happiness, they take the hardest path, almost ensuring that they will never reach it. People have very odd excuses for why they shouldn't just do what makes them happy. But what's the harm in you being happy? I would say that in general, happy people are more compassionate towards others. They are more understanding towards others, and they are more willing to help others. So do what makes you happy. I think we can all agree that's the world we want to live in. You obviously can't harm other beings to make yourself happy. But as long as you don't do that, you absolutely deserve to be happy. I'm going to say that one more time. You deserve unconditional love. 3. You don't need beliefs. It's better not to have ideas or beliefs about how the world is. When you believe that something is a certain way, you exclude all other potential possibilities. Now, what if you're wrong? People do this all the time. With the wrong belief, you might conduct your whole life on a false premise, and that false premise might not be a good one. I think you can still reason and think about things, but it's never necessary to form any beliefs. I live my life radically without beliefs, and the quality of my experience feels very open and abundant. 4. Exposure to new ideas. Educating yourself, and in this process exposing yourself to new ideas, is really important to open your awareness to the way things can be. Having more information makes it easier to make well-informed and ethical decisions. You're one person with your own history of information and experiences, but at any time it's possible to pick up a book and tap into the knowledge and experiences of billions of other people who have dedicated their lives to studying the things that you're interested in. I don't know who I would be without Judith Butler, Leo Tolstoy, Tuku Urgan, and Dr. Michael Greger. And these are just some of the many great teachers of our time. 5. Start thinking about money. Money gives you more choices. I wish I'd started engaging with money earlier, because the nature of money is that it's easier to accumulate over time. And you can certainly use money for good causes. It might not be the perfect system, but it's the system we've got today, and you certainly can benefit from it. So I don't feel like I've figured it all out yet, but I'm certainly more engaged and aware of my finances than I've ever been, and that feels so much better. 6. Meditate. Your reality is your mind. Mind is reality, and meditation is the exploration of that landscape. There is nothing that has had a more profound impact on my well-being than meditation. What I like about meditation is that it's so radically transformative. It really does have the potential to change your entire experience. You want to start meditating today because it takes time to get better at it. If we all learned how to meditate, we'd find contentment sooner, and that would save us all a lot of unnecessary suffering. 7. Organize your week. If you live in this dualistic world like most of us do, and you have to balance work, relationships, healthy living, and having fun, then making a weekly schedule is a really practical tool to getting stuff done. If you can plan, organize, and execute, any goal will be within reach. And when it comes to life, there are so many things that we might want to do or have or experience. So if you want to make your goals reality, having a plan really helps. So currently my partner and I sit down every week to create our schedule with everything, from cleaning tasks to errands to what groceries to buy to work to personal goals. It all goes in the weekly plan. And as far as our relationship goes, this does not only help us to reach our goals, it also helps us to be on the same page. So these were 7 things I wish I knew when I was younger. These tips or ideas have been absolutely life-changing for me. I'd be really interested in hearing if you have any ideas like this, and if there's anything you wish you knew sooner. I find it very fascinating and I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching, and before you go, please give the video a like and click the button to subscribe to my channel.